I think carpet is better than hardwood. I know. Carpet is not as high end. People think it's gross because you can't clean it as well, but I don't care. I love carpet. I think it's so cozy and I much prefer it. So these are my controversial opinions, and some of them are fun like that. And then others are a bit more serious and I might ruffle some feathers. And that's actually another controversial opinion of mine. I think everyone is too sensitive and offended these days. I think it's good to hear different opinions and perspectives sometimes. And you might agree, you might disagree, but we can still be friends. So let's talk about natural versus lab-grown diamonds. I am team natural. I am not a fan of lab-grown diamonds. They have absolutely plummeted in value in recent years. And it's just because they have literally no worth, no resale value because they're man-made in a lab. They're just mass-produced and they're just not special at all. So I guess I don't mind them for earrings or maybe even a tennis bracelet, but for your engagement ring that's supposed to be so special and so meaningful and hopefully you wear it forever, I just personally wouldn't want mine to be lab grown. That is mass produced. That is just not special at all. I can feel you guys hating me through the screen. I told you, like, some of these are really gonna be polarizing, but I invite you to comment down below your opinion on some of these. I want to hear from you, but please be nice. Now, my next opinion isn't that controversial, but I do think it's the truth that no one wants to acknowledge. I think the real reason people don't eat that healthy or eat that clean is purely lack of convenience. Like, I genuinely feel like I can barely get to the grocery store, get all of the ingredients that I would need, meal plan, prep the food, actually cook the food. And so sometimes it's just so much easier to just grab the convenient option or maybe even get takeout. Now, obviously we make it work, but it can be stressful and there's only so many hours in a day, which leads me to the video sponsor. I have not been this excited about a brand sponsor in so long. Please hear me out. I'm telling you guys, if you try this, you will love it. I have been buying Factor on my own for so long. So like, I really love this. And they offered me such a good deal for you guys. If you're not familiar with Factor meals, they deliver fresh, never frozen meals directly to your home. They are chef prepared. They have at least 2 vegetables per meal. They're real ingredients. They're delicious. My kids eat them. We all eat, we love them. I just feel so good about giving them to my family. Now, you can also select between different meal preferences like low calorie or high protein or keto or even vegan. I mean, you totally don't have to, but I know some people use Factor meals to help, with weight loss and still get good nutrition into their bodies. I usually just pick what I like on the menu that week, or I just let them surprise me. But again, everything is just delivered to your door. There's no planning, there's no prep, and you just grab one that you want. Like, this is the shredded beef and mushroom gravy with Yukon potatoes and broccoli and carrots. It's like a full meal. Puncture the top, heat it up for 2 minutes. It's so quick, and this does not taste like a frozen TV dinner, because it's not. It is a real meal. And then here is a salad. I believe this was like a buffalo chicken salad. It comes with like all the fixins. It's huge, and Josh loved it. But we're always getting different things. Like, we're always trying new meals. But the offer they gave me to give to you guys is so good. You guys can just head to factor75.com or just click the link below and use code WhitneyFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code WhitneyFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for 1 year. WhitneyFB50 at factor75.com. And just so you know, the offer is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. But I really encourage you to try it at least once just to see what you think. And obviously we don't use them for every single meal, but for nights that are extra busy, or maybe I'm just feeling really tired, they're so nice to have. And I love how it combines that convenience with real ingredients and like good nutrition, and we just love them. Alrighty, so my next controversial opinion is definitely going to come as a surprise, especially because of what's all around my closet. I am starting to think that wearing designer clothes and bags just looks tacky. And I hate even saying that out loud, because that's how my YouTube channel started. I would unbox expensive designer bags and I loved them. It was a fun hobby for me. And here we are 10 years later, and I literally never wear any of my designer stuff. Can't even remember the last time I have. And I think I had this realization last week. Actually, we were shopping for possibly a new car. I've had my same SUV for years, but in walks this lady. I'm sure she was super nice, but she was wearing a Louis bag and Gucci shoes. And all I could think about is the fact that it just looks like she's trying too hard. I don't know what shifted in my brain. Like, this is an Amazon shirt. I just bought a top from Walmart. And I know there's a lot of people watching that probably think the opposite. You know, wearing clothes from Walmart is tacky. I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. It's just crazy to me how I used to love designer stuff, and now I truly could not care less about it. Moving along. So I think that the supplement industry is actually turning into their own version of Big Pharma. I said it. And don't get me wrong, like, I love supplements. I like to try new things. I think some of them can be great. I think some of them you should maybe actually be taking every day, but there are so many that are bad and just unnecessary. And I feel like I can confidently say that because I actually get so many offers from brands where I can tell the only purpose of these brands creating these supplements is not for the health or wellness of you guys. It's purely for money in their pockets. They're throwing these supplements together. They're not that good. I don't think the ingredients are that, or where they're coming from is that good. I just think that that's happening way more than people realize. And it just reminds me of Big Pharma, where, you know, the main purpose isn't to help people. It's a lot of times just to make money. But here's where I lose some of you. So I've been really vocal about how I actually really like the sun. I think it's really good for you, like in moderation, like use common sense. Obviously don't burn yourself, but I think the main reason we get skin and sun damage is actually because of seed oils. As Americans, like all of the food that we eat is like full of seed oils, and that has been proven to cause UV-induced cell oxidative damage. So if we could just start to eliminate some of the seed oils from our diet, which, by the way, Factor uses very high quality oils, so just throwing that out there. If you look into this, I want more people to kind of like get the fear out of the sun out of their minds. Again, with common sense, maybe 15, 20 minutes. It's truly, I believe, so good for the human body. Now, this next opinion is not that bad, okay? But it's an interesting take. I feel like no one talks about this. I truly am starting to think that exercise does more benefits and like good things to your skin than skincare products. So I actually heard this a while back on a podcast. I don't even know who it was. I'm pretty sure it was like some holistic nutritionist, but it was just so interesting to me. She was talking about how when you exercise, your face gets really red, like you get hot and your face is beet red. And if you think about it, anytime we're injured, blood rushes to that area, and that's what heals you. Like, blood is healing. Every time you exercise, you're forcing blood all over your face, and that's increasing collagen production. It's helping cell turnover. It's like healing your skin. I also think about this every time I'm in the sauna. I have noticed a dramatic improvement in my skin ever since I got a sauna almost a year ago. I mean, it's night and day different. Of course, I am also using my castor oil, like my night oil on my face every night. So that's, I think, also helping. But every time I get out of that sauna, my face is beet freaking red. And I just know I am doing so many good things for my skin. And so I guess I just wanted to throw it out there that if you don't do like a crazy million-step skincare routine, if you are exercising, I truly think you are doing so many good long-term benefits for your face. Oh, this next one, I'm scared to say this next one. And there's another one a little later I'm scared of too. I think that ultrasounds are safer than mammograms. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't be checking the ladies. I'm just saying that mammograms put a lot of radiation right here, which is exactly what you don't want if you're trying to avoid cancer. And Americans are told that we're supposed to get mammograms like every year. That's a lot of radiation, and I just think you should just jump to the ultrasounds. I mean, if you get a mammogram and they see something suspicious, then they send you to get an ultrasound to look at it further or confirm it. And there's also thermography. You know, people have differing opinions about that, but that just uses a camera and temperature to detect things. I do think it can work really well, but you don't even have to do that. Just do the ultrasound. Again, I just want to be clear. I'm not saying you shouldn't be monitoring this as like a woman. I just think there's better ways to do it. I also think that common sense smarts are better than school smarts. And I guess what I mean by that is somebody can be super smart in school, get straight A's in high school and college and get a lot of degrees. And I'm not saying that's bad. I just think having common sense throughout your life is actually better. I think having the ability to think through different situations that like pop up in your life, or like being able to communicate with people and, you know, have a good personality and social skills, like that is what I actually think makes you more successful in life long term than just getting a great grade in calculus. It's interesting how I like really encourage my kids to get straight A's, but at the end of the day, I would much rather them go into adulthood with common sense. Next, I think a lot of people are also gonna have a lot of opinions about this, but I think that talk therapy is overrated. I think that constantly dwelling on your problems and talking about your problems, thinking about your problems, vocalizing your problems, really just makes everything seem worse. I think that sometimes it can help people just maybe process some stuff, but always having a therapist and always going and just talking about everything that's wrong in your life, I think that you can kind of like get stuck in a loop and you're just always in the negative, and we need to just be like in the positive. I think there can be so much more benefit into just live your life, be happy, don't dwell on everything that is bad. And here we go. Okay, don't cancel me. But I think that both sides of American politics are equally as corrupt. I do think that you can agree with one side more than the other side, but to just think that all is good up there, no. I think there's a lot of bad stuff on both sides. Bad. But there's people out there that think that the government has our back and they're looking out for us. I just don't think that's true at all. So that's my opinion and I'm sticking to it. But don't forget about Factor. You guys need to try them. You can get 50% off your first Factor box. Like that is crazy. That's such a good deal. So again, I'll have them linked down below. You can go to factor75.com, use code WhitneyFB50 to again get 50% off plus free breakfast for a year. Thank you so much. I hope you found this video a little interesting and entertaining. I'll be curious to hear what you guys have to say down below. Give me some of your controversial opinions. But thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.